Hello and welcome to Small Biz Spotlight. My name is Donnell Dantzler and I'm here with Michael Dudley, CEO of Leavy Engineering and Building Commissioning. I am so excited to have a good friend of mine who I've known for many years, and I'm so excited to finally get this opportunity to talk about his business and many, many accomplishments. So, Michael, welcome and thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me, Donnell.
All right, all right. So, Michael, tell me a little bit about Levy Engineering and Building Commissioning. What's some of the background about the company as far as location and services offering in that for potential customers and others that might want to know about it?
Definitely. Leavy Engineering and Building Commissioning Services is a engineering firm, professional services firm. Um, we've been in business since 2017, early 2017. We are located here in Atlanta, Georgia, but we do services all over the country and, in fact, internationally when given the opportunity. Um, our focus derived from design engineering. So my background is I'm a mechanical engineer, professional engineer, registered in multiple states, did design, mechanical design, heating, ventilation, air conditioning design for many, many years for various companies, some large, some small, throughout the country. And with that design background in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, um, I stepped into a world of commissioning about 2008. And when I got into that commissioning arena, I really enjoyed the flexibility that that part of engineering offered. And when I say that, going from a design engineer to a commissioning engineer allowed me to interact with the customer much more often. It allowed me to venture out into job sites, open up doors, get dirty, climb up ladders. I know that doesn't sound exciting to a lot of people, but to some people, um, that's exciting. So once I started doing that, I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed digging into the workings of how these systems work and how they operate, and making sure that they operated correctly. So if you think of commissioning, think of a Navy ship or think of an airplane.
Mhm.
Before that Navy ship or that airplane can get into the ocean, or in the case of an airplane, get into the air, you, the passenger, you want to make sure that somebody has gone through this piece of equipment and made sure that it's functioning correctly. That is the whole purpose of commissioning. So with that being said, you just take that concept into the architecture and engineering world, the design world, and we not only do it for ships and airplanes, we now do it for systems in buildings, mechanical systems, electrical, plumbing, fire alarm, you name it, we do it. We commission it, we test it, we make sure it works correctly. And so I'm really excited to be in that area, and I really love what I'm doing. So that pretty much sustains me. And the goal is to, at the end of the day, to make sure that the client gets what they're asking for. And if you think about it, there used to be a time when we didn't care about how much energy we used. We didn't care about anything other than does it work and can I get there? But lately, energy, dollars, the saving of energy, it's become a huge topic. And so commissioning fits right in to make sure that not only does the systems work properly, but they work efficiently and also energy efficiently. That's a big deal, and it'll be a big deal for years to come. So that's a little bit about exactly what I do. You talked about Levy Engineering a little bit. In 2017, we started this company with just one person, myself. And it's somewhat that way. I don't do all the work myself. I have subcontractors, professionals who are in the same airstream as I'm in. So we collaborate with each other when we get much larger projects. And that seemed to have worked out very well for these last 8 years since we've been in business. So
Yeah.
that being said, we can talk about a lot more topics, but I'll leave it there for now.
That is awesome. That is plenty. And I mean, that is worthwhile. And I actually answered my next question, which was really kind of describing for the audience what commissioning is all about, and you did that to a T, even upskilled me in my knowledge base, which is awesome. And again, we share our engineering backgrounds, but when you go different paths in terms of engineering types, there's still a lot to learn. A couple of key things you talked about in terms of efficiency, quality, and safety, among these, particular areas, whether it be, planes, trains, automobiles, or buildings, or systems within buildings. And like you said, it's key and critical as it relates to energy. Today, as we're looking at different alternatives for energies and that, and really trying to be efficient. So it's really great to bring that out and bring that forward, because I think, again, a lot of us don't necessarily think about that in some of the spaces that you've described, that you work in. So tell me this, what brought you to entrepreneurship? What was the motivating factor to take you there?
Well, I can tell you this. Growing up as a young person, I had a couple of goals in life,
Yeah.
and one of them was not to own a business. And just because, as a young person, what I wanted to do was go to work, make enough money to buy lunch every day, believe it or not, and make sure I had socks with no holes in them. So, pretty lofty goals for a 9-year-old, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Of course, as you get into the workforce and you begin to grow and learn and see that things are available to you. And of course, the curiosity of many people, especially a lot of engineers, is to learn more. And once you learn more, you do more. And that's exactly um, how I projected myself from being a employee to being a self-employed individual. Um, but I believe I heard somebody say we work to learn, not necessarily to earn. I don't know who I heard that from.
That would be me. Yours truly. Absolutely. That is my
So,
motto right there. Absolutely.
yes. So I can tell you that is so true. So I along the way I learned
Yep.
um, in these different environments. I learned what I liked. I learned what I didn't like. I learned what I was good at. I learned what I was not good at. And
Sure.
so, having said all that, the commissioning field really appealed to me. And to be honest with you, when I was working for others, I was actually out there running the jobs and running the projects
Absolutely. Right.
myself.
Hmm.
And so the light bulb was on in the back of my mind. Well, it could be a situation where I'd be interested in doing this for myself. And then, of course, I saw myself getting older, and where am I going from a career standpoint to um, end this thing?
Hmm.
So I decided to make that critical jump from being an employee to being self-employed. And once I decided to make that jump, I put a few things in place, and here we are today.
Awesome. Awesome. I mean, you talk about that. I love the fact that, you know, as you reflected back on growing up, where you saw your vision one place, but you saw it greater, as you kind of expanded your knowledge of things. And a lot of times I'm a big, proponent of you have to see it to believe it, and kind of see beyond where we are currently at in our lives or in our position in life. And so it's awesome that you saw that vision, to step into a higher level in terms of entrepreneurship from being employed. I can relate. uh,
Yes.
absolutely. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that a lot of times we don't know what it is that we want to do.
Sure.
But when we find that career or that thing that we have passion about,
Mhm.
it really opens you up to different opportunities and to be able to sink your teeth into it and go for it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think I said before, I would not um, be a self-employed design engineer because I didn't have the love for it.
Mhm.
So when I found this particular portion or this particular avenue in engineering, it just opened me up to bigger and better possibilities and thoughts. And like I said, it led to us being in business now for 8 years.
Awesome. And congratulations on that. I want to be certain to say that that's an awesome thing. So many statistics around sustainability of small businesses, beyond 5 years, and you've done that, man. You're well on your way. That's awesome. Let's talk about what's been most rewarding and what's been most challenging. Can you tell me, if you think about, this journey you've been on, what would you say has been the most rewarding? And on the other side, what's been most challenging in that experience?
The most rewarding part is really first you have to have the confidence to strike out on your own and leave that um, paycheck every 2 weeks on the table. That's a big
Right,
deal.
right.
And once you do that, you have no idea whether you're going to be successful or whether you're going to be looking for another employer in the next 6 months or 2 years. You don't know that. So
Mhm.
the rewarding part is that for 8 years, um, Leavy Engineering has been able to survive.
Mhm.
Um, and that to me is a big deal. I still um, when you hear self-employed, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, and I don't take it for granted that it's happened here. Um, so that's the most rewarding thing to me is that this project it's still rising, it's still out here, it's still growing, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And of course the most challenging is I'm not a millionaire yet, so uh,
Wait,
so,
wait
so uh, I'll, well, that's true, but I'm okay. But
you
all kidding aside, yeah, I can say that a baseball player is considered a Hall of Famer if they can bat above 300.
yes,
That
exactly.
means
Yes.
that means really that 70% of the time in their craft, they are a failure, if you want to look at it like that.
Yes.
So, and I'm going to
How you
say
see exactly perspective all the time. It's not
perspective. That's right. So I have to keep that in mind when I um, prepare for and go after projects
yes,
that I believe we are capable of and we are certainly qualified to do.
yes,
And we have a lot of competition out there.
sure.
So we're in the same position as the baseball player.
Yes.
Um, if we get 5%, we are in the Hall of Fame. What that means is that it's tough out here.
Yes.
So you have to continue on, not let the quote unquote failure portion of that get in your way, because the success portion, just like the baseball player, will get you into the Hall of Fame. So that is my way of looking at it. Um, you prepare, you submit, you're not successful, so be it. You don't give up, you don't quit. You continue on, you refine your um, um, the way you do things, you refine your message, and you keep moving forward. And I will say that um, putting out quality work, good work, will get you noticed um, by important people. And when I say that, I mean sometimes, people may not know the value of what you do, but others may know the value of what you do. And when that happens, they will come back over and over and over again and call on you to assist in their projects. I've had that happen, and so that's very rewarding.
Here it is. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. So as we come into our last couple minutes here, let me ask you this. Um, that was a great nuggets, pieces of advice for the small business owner. Tell me how your clients or any, potential clients can reach you, and just what you would, offer up to them as it relates to the services you might provide. But the primary thing is to really make sure they can get access to you relative to anything you can do for them.
Clients can reach us on our website, and that website is www.leavyengineering.com, Leavy engineering.com. Like I said, we are based out of the Atlanta area. We have a satellite office in Charlotte, North Carolina, but we do work all over the country. No project is too small, and believe it or not, no project is too large. We are actually certified energy managers. We are professional engineers. We are, believe it or not, registered contractors um, in our state, the state of Georgia. Low voltage contractors, registered architects, uh, heating, ventilation, air conditioning contractors. So our clients are going to get a wealth of knowledge from interacting with Leavy Engineering. And it's not just book knowledge. We have field experience, we have design experience, and most of all, we have hands-on interactions with contractors and clients. So we make sure that our clients are serviced. We make sure that we provide a high level of quality in all the work that we do, and we are very proud of it, and we are known for it. So that website will get you in contact with us, and I can leave a phone number if that's okay. And that phone number is 404-625-7145. You can certainly call that number. Someone will be available to answer your questions mostly any time of the day.
That is awesome. Awesome. Hey, this is the first, I'm sure, of many because we will reconnect. I know you have another, plenty of information to share about your business for other entrepreneurs as well as potential customers. So, hey, this is the first set, and I thank you so much for joining me. And we'll be back again. Again, this is Small Biz Spotlight as we have Leavy Engineering and Building Commissioning joining us today, Mr. Michael Dudley. Thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome.